Driving Uber or Lyft is not about just grinding for the most amount of rides. It's actually about working smarter, not harder. So today we're going to be talking about 10 different ways that you can max your earnings to put more money in your pocket in less time. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. And that's right, we're going to be going over 10 different tips that you can use starting now to work smarter, not harder, and maximize your income as a rideshare driver driving Uber or Lyft. All right, so the first thing that you should be doing is making sure that you're signed up for multiple apps. Don't stick to just one. Don't drive just Uber, don't drive just Lyft. Sign up for both. Also sign up for any rideshare services that may be in your market that are locally or just available in particular markets, but sign up for multiple apps so you can potentially have more rides in less time. That means there's going to be less downtime because you're open on more apps. That means you're going to be taking more rides, and that just means you're going to be making more money overall. All right, number 2, you want to make sure that you track your mileage. You want to track your expenses when it comes to driving rideshare. So anything that's associated with driving that's an expense, make sure you're tracking it. And we like the app Solo because it's going to track everything for you, your expenses, tax, all that good stuff. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can check it out. So number 3 is earn money passively. How do you do that? You're already driving around. Why not add something to make a little bit more money while you're driving? This is going to be called Play Octopus. Play Octopus is a tablet that you can install in your car. It's got games and advertisements that the ads will play when somebody's in the car and when they want to play a game, and you get paid for that. So they get to advertise and you make some extra money. For our part-timers out there, you might be looking at making a couple $100 extra a year. And for our full-timers out there, you could be looking at maybe making $1,000 extra a year. All right, number 4, if you're just starting out, or if you're new to rideshare and you don't really know what's going on because Uber and Lyft don't really train you on what to do, what to expect, the ins and outs, obviously making sure you're here at the Rideshare Guy is going to be a great start. But if you want to take that a little bit further, we have a course set up for both rideshare and food delivery. So if you want to sign up, learn the ins and outs, learn everything that you need to know to get started right, and maximize your earnings, make sure you sign up for the course. Link is going to be in the description below. Check it out. Now, number 5 is drive during peak hours when it's busiest. Each market is going to be different. It depends on your market. Maybe you're a college town. Maybe you are a tourist town. Maybe you have seasonality. There's a lot of different ways that your market might be. So you need to study your market first. That means open up the apps, check them, see when and where it's going to be busy, because this is going to help you plan out when you go out and position yourself so you're going to be able to maximize that time out on the road. But not only that, you can use other apps. And this is where Solo comes in again, because you're going to be able to see where things are going to be busy, when it's going to be busy, and then that way you can plan and position yourself to make sure that you will be in the right spots, whether that's going to be surge pricing or prime time pricing to get extra money for the same kind of ride, or just where it's busy so there's less downtime. And of course, that rolls right into number 6, and that is positioning yourself strategically. So after you've planned out where you want to be, you want to make sure that you position yourself properly. So you've already done the planning by looking at the apps and seeing when and where it's busy, watching the Solo app and letting it tell you where it's going to be busy in your market, and then actually going to those spots during those times when it's busy, and then turning off the app when it's not, or maybe switching to food delivery or package delivery during the downtimes when rideshare is not as busy. So those are definitely a few things when it comes to planning and positioning to make sure you're maximizing your earnings and maximizing the amount of time that you actually have somebody in the car, which means you're getting paid. So number 7 is cut costs with efficient driving and planning. Of course, you want to plan where you're going to be. That's going to tell you exactly where to be, when to be, and how to get there. That's not going to be driving around aimlessly waiting for the next ride to come in. That's going to actually get you to the spot that you need to be in to make sure you are at the prime location that you can be. But you also want to drive smart and drive efficiently. So that means don't slam your gas pedal and just take right off. No. Smooth acceleration, smooth braking, stay at the speed limit or close to it, Obviously, you want to stay with the flow of traffic because it's much safer to be going at the flow of traffic versus being at the speed limit. So those are a couple of things to consider. But of course, when it comes to smooth braking, when it comes to smooth acceleration, when it comes to taking turns smoothly, all of that will actually add up and help you with fuel economy. Number 8 is keep your car and yourself friendly and ready for rides. What does that mean? Keep it clean, keep it ready, take care of any issues, any problems, take care of it right away. Make sure your car is clean. It doesn't matter what year you may have. I had a 10-year-old vehicle on the platform before I got my new car, and people were still complimenting on how nice it was because you keep it clean. If you keep things clean, you take care of things, it will last longer, and also it's going to be much better and more pleasing for people because a lot of rideshare drivers out there, they don't care about the condition of their car. So sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's dirty, sometimes it's falling apart. And so if you are one step ahead, that's going to reflect better for you and hopefully get more tips in the long run. So the average, yes, when it comes to tips is about 20-25%, but you could be on the top of that when it comes to riders giving tips if you provide good service from yourself as well as your vehicle. So now let's talk about the other P in the room. We have 3 P's here. It's planning, positioning, and now patience. And patience is going to be key because when you are planning your route on where to be and when to be, and you position yourself there, you may get some rides that come in that are not worth it. So don't accept those rides that aren't worth it. Accept rides that are going to be profitable for you. So this means patience. So you have to have the patience. Don't take every single ride that comes in because yes, some of the ride offers that they offer you will not be profitable. So the moral of the story is don't accept every single ride. How do you know if a ride's profitable or not? The easiest thing is figuring the costs of your vehicle. And that takes into consideration your car loan, your maintenance, your different aspects of fueling, whether that is electric charge or whether that is gas. Everything that goes into your car, you need to figure out. So how can you do that very easily? Well, GigU came out with a thing called the GigU Profit Calculator. Link in the description. You fill out the information in there, and it's going to give you a very good estimate at what it costs per mile for you to drive your car. And then that way, you can take that information and see if a ride is coming in that's going to be profitable for you or not. So that is definitely key. And that will be the patience aspect. So you might get a few ride requests in a row that are just not good, not profitable, and you don't want to take it. So you have to remember, you have to have patience. So you might want to get out there, you might want to make some money, but if they're not offering a good ride, why take it? So patience is key. Make sure it's profitable. All right, and number 10 is treat this as a business. That is exactly what it is. It is a business. So if you treat it as a business where you have expenses, you have profit, you have to track these things every single week at least. You could do it daily, you could do it weekly. It's up to you how you want to track it, but make sure you're tracking everything. Make sure you're treating it as a business. Make sure you are paying attention to the pitfalls and how you can solve them and make it better. Make sure you are paying attention to what works and, take that one step further and see how you can improve in certain areas. So maybe you got 28% tip percentage when it came to your rides the week before. Make it a game and try to get 35% when it comes down to it. How does that happen? Again, keeping your car clean, being friendly and customer service oriented. There's a lot of different ways that you could, but always treating this as a business. So track everything, make sure you're paying attention. And if something's not working, figure out how not to do that. Don't do it anymore, cut it out, and then, go where it's profitable. All right, so those are 10 different ways that you can maximize your earnings when out on the road. And again, everything I mentioned, like Solo, Play Octopus, the RSG course, I'll leave links in the description below so you can check them out. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, make sure you put them in the comments. And also, if you have any other tips or anything that you do when it comes to maximizing the amount of time that you're on the road, the amount of earnings that you can make by working smarter, not harder, put them in the comments and let us know. All right, and if you're interested in knowing the mistakes that new drivers are making, check out this video right here. It's going to help you teach you what not to do went out on the road. With that being said, see you in the next one.